Gentlemen, let me ask you something. How much do you truly understand about women? Not the surface-level things, not the clichés society feeds you, but the real deep-rooted nature of the feminine mind? See, most men live in a delusion. They think women are these soft, angelic, logical beings who love unconditionally, who appreciate effort, and who reward loyalty with loyalty. But reality tells us a different story. How many men have been left confused, heartbroken, or betrayed, wondering what went wrong, wondering why the woman they loved suddenly lost interest, why she changed, why she left for a man who seemed inferior? The answer is simple. Most men do not understand women at their core. They operate from a naive perspective, believing that if they simply do what society tells them, be kind, be supportive, be available, then women will naturally reciprocate. But the truth is, women are not driven by the same logic as men. Women operate based on emotion, instinct, and social influence. The purpose of this video is not to degrade or vilify women. It is to educate men on reality. Because the man who understands reality is the man who thrives. He doesn't get emotionally blindsided. He doesn't waste years of his life chasing an illusion. He doesn't end up bitter, confused, or resentful. Instead, he moves with wisdom, with control, with a sense of power over his life. And that is what I want for you. So listen closely, absorb every word, and take notes if you have to, because what I'm about to reveal will forever change the way you view women and relationships. Before we begin, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that more men can wake up to the truth. Like the video, drop a comment, and share this message. The world has lied to men for far too long. It's time to reclaim our understanding, our strength, and our power. Let's get into it. Number 1. Women are emotionally driven, not logically led. One of the fundamental truths about women that every man must understand is that their decisions, actions, and reactions are driven primarily by emotion rather than logical reasoning. As men, we tend to operate in a structured way. We analyze situations, weigh out pros and cons, and make decisions based on logic, efficiency, and long-term outcomes. But women? Women live in the moment. Their reality is shaped by how they feel at any given time. This is why a woman can tell you she loves you deeply one day, only to act completely cold and distant the next. It's why she can commit to you in a relationship, but the moment she starts feeling different, she begins to detach, regardless of past promises. Women's emotions fluctuate constantly, and their actions follow those fluctuations. A man who does not understand this will constantly be confused, frustrated, and heartbroken, wondering why a woman's behavior is so inconsistent, why she reacts dramatically to small things, why she suddenly seems uninterested when everything was going well. The key takeaway here is this: stop expecting women to operate on logic the way men do. If you try to use reason to argue with a woman who is emotional, you will only frustrate yourself. The better strategy? Learn to read and navigate her emotions rather than trying to fight them with logic. This is how you maintain control in a relationship, by understanding that emotions dictate a woman's world, and by knowing how to respond accordingly. Number 2. Women love strength, but they are drawn to chaos. From the time we are young, we are told that women love nice guys. That if you are kind, accommodating, and always put her first, she will appreciate you, cherish you, and stay loyal. But if this were true, then why do so many women end up attracted to men who treat them poorly? Why do we see countless examples of women leaving good, stable men for unpredictable, unstable ones? The answer is simple. Women are biologically wired to seek strength, but they are emotionally addicted to chaos. A woman desires a man who provides security, financially, emotionally, and physically. She wants a man who is confident, who is dominant, who is respected by other men. But at the same time, she fears boredom. She fears stagnation. She fears being with a man who is too predictable, too safe, too nice. This is why so many women end up chasing toxic relationships. They are emotionally addicted to the highs and lows, the unpredictability, the feeling of being on edge. It creates a hormonal roller coaster in their brains that keeps them engaged. A man who is too stable, too available, too willing to please will eventually lose her interest. She may not even understand why, but she will start feeling off, as if something is missing, as if she needs to find herself again. And before you know it, she's gone. The key takeaway? Be the rock, but don't be boring. Maintain your strength, your purpose, and your self-respect. Don't become too predictable. Keep an element of mystery. Challenge her. Make her work for your attention, even if you're deeply committed to her. Because the moment she feels like she has completely figured you out, she will begin to lose attraction. Number 3. Women's words do not always reflect their true desires. One of the biggest mistakes men make is taking what a woman says at face value. Women are masterful communicators, but much of their communication is indirect. They speak in emotions rather than facts. This means that what a woman says she wants is not always what she is truly attracted to. How many times have you heard a woman say she wants a man who listens, who is sensitive, who prioritizes her feelings? And yet, those same women often chase men who ignore them, disrespect them, and prioritize their own goals over the relationship. The reality is, what a woman says she wants and what actually excites her are two different things. A woman might tell you she loves nice guys, but if you act like one, if you are overly accommodating, always available, and prioritize her over yourself, she will quickly lose interest. The truth is, women are attracted to strength, purpose, and leadership. They may appreciate kindness, but only if it is backed by power. If you blindly follow a woman's verbal requests, thinking it will make her love you more, you are making a fatal mistake. A woman doesn't want to be in control of the relationship. She may think she does, but deep down, she respects a man who knows how to lead. She tests you not because she wants you to submit, but because she wants to see if you are strong enough to resist. If you start catering too much to her emotions, apologizing unnecessarily, or seeking her approval, she will lose respect for you, even if she doesn't realize it. The lesson? Listen to her actions, not just her words. A woman will follow a man she respects. If you want her attraction to last, you must be firm in your values, hold your boundaries, and never compromise your purpose for the sake of her comfort. Because at the end of the day, a woman may say she wants a man who prioritizes her, but what truly keeps her attraction alive is a man who prioritizes his mission, his purpose, and his own self-respect. Number 4. Women crave security, but they also desire a challenge. Women are biologically wired to seek security. From an evolutionary standpoint, a woman needed a man who could provide, protect, and ensure her survival. This is why, even today, women naturally gravitate toward men who display financial stability, confidence, and leadership. They desire a man who is dependable, a man who can weather life's storms without crumbling. However, and this is where most men get it wrong, security alone is not enough. A woman also craves excitement, unpredictability, and a sense of adventure. If a man becomes too routine, too predictable, too available, her attraction begins to wane. This is the paradox that many men fail to understand. They believe that by providing everything a woman says she wants, stability, love, consistency, they will secure her loyalty indefinitely. But over time, if the relationship lacks mystery and challenge, she will start feeling as if something is missing. She may not even be able to articulate what it is, but deep down, she will start yearning for excitement. This is why men who become too domesticated, too submissive to their woman's needs, or too focused on making her happy at all costs often find themselves being abandoned or cheated on. The man who was once mysterious, exciting, and full of ambition suddenly becomes predictable and overly accommodating. And when a woman no longer has to work for a man's validation, when she feels she has fully conquered him, she begins to lose interest. So what is the lesson here? Be the provider, but remain the challenge. Be reliable, but never be boring. Keep her engaged, keep her on her toes, and never let her feel like she has total control over you. Maintain an element of unpredictability in your interactions. Stay ambitious, keep improving yourself, and never become so focused on keeping her that you forget to keep evolving as a man. Because the moment a woman feels like she has fully tamed you, she will subconsciously start looking for the next challenge. Number 5. Women struggle with long-term gratitude. One of the most heartbreaking lessons a man learns in relationships is that women, unlike men, struggle with long-term gratitude. A man naturally values loyalty and consistency. If a woman has been by his side for years, supporting him, loving him, he will hold on to that gratitude even as time passes. But a woman? A woman adapts quickly to what she receives and often takes it for granted. At the beginning of a relationship, she may be deeply appreciative of your efforts, your kindness, your sacrifices, your willingness to go above and beyond. But over time, those same things that once impressed her become expected. If you continue giving without setting boundaries, she will start seeing your generosity not as a gift, but as a standard. And when something becomes standard, it loses its value. This is why so many men find themselves feeling unappreciated in long-term relationships or marriages. They work hard, they provide, they remain loyal, but instead of receiving deep gratitude, they start noticing that their efforts are being met with entitlement. A woman who once admired a man for his ambition now complains that he works too much. A woman who once loved his attentiveness now says he is too predictable. And a man who does not understand this dynamic will feel frustrated, confused, and resentful, wondering why his love and effort are no longer enough. The key takeaway? Do not expect long-term appreciation. A woman will respect and value what she has to earn, not what is freely given without effort. This means you must maintain your standards, your boundaries, and your sense of self-worth. Do not become the man who constantly sacrifices himself, hoping she will see his value. Instead, become the man who is always one step ahead, always evolving, always maintaining his own personal mission. If she wants to remain in your life, she must continuously prove that she deserves the privilege. This mindset is not about arrogance, it is about self-respect. Number 6. Women will always test you, even when they love you. One of the biggest misconceptions men have about relationships is believing that once they have won a woman's love, the tests will stop. They think that once a woman commits to them, the battle is over. But the truth is, women never stop testing men. It is not something they do consciously, it is deeply ingrained in their nature. A woman will test you in various ways. She may pick small fights over seemingly trivial things, she may question your decisions, or she may push your boundaries just to see how you react. Why does she do this? Because, deep down, she needs to know you are still the man she fell for. She needs to know that you are strong, that you are unshaken, that you are still the leader in the relationship. A woman does not test a man because she wants him to fail. She tests him because she wants him to pass. The problem is that most men fail these tests without even realizing it. When a woman challenges them, they become defensive, emotional, or apologetic. They bend over backward trying to please her rather than standing their ground. And every time a man fails a woman's test, her respect for him decreases. She may not even understand why she is losing attraction, but deep inside, she starts feeling that something is off. She starts feeling that he is not as strong as she thought he was. The best way to handle a woman's tests? Remain calm. Do not react emotionally. Hold your ground with quiet confidence. If she throws an attitude, do not match her energy. If she challenges your decision, stand firm in your reasoning. A man who knows who he is, who does not seek validation, who does not bend just to keep the peace, that is the man a woman respects. And without respect, there can be no real attraction. Number 7. Women fear losing social validation. Unlike men, whose primary fears often revolve around failure, loss of purpose, or financial instability, women's greatest fear is social rejection. Women are deeply influenced by how others perceive them, and their decisions, whether in relationships, friendships, or career choices, are often shaped by external validation rather than internal conviction. This is why women are more likely to follow trends, change their beliefs based on social pressures, or abandon a relationship if society or their peer group disapproves. A woman may love a man deeply, but if her friends, family, or social circle begin to criticize him, she will start questioning her own feelings. She may not even realize it, but her perception of him will begin to change simply because the people around her influence how she sees him. This is why men who do not command respect from others often struggle in relationships. A woman does not just assess a man based on her own feelings. She assesses him based on how the world perceives him. If you are seen as weak, as low value, as someone who does not command respect, her attraction toward you will fade, even if you treat her well. The solution? Always cultivate social value. Be respected among your peers. Carry yourself with confidence in every environment. Do not allow yourself to become isolated in a relationship. Keep your network, your friendships, and your presence in the world strong. A woman will always be drawn to a man who is admired, respected, and valued by others. Never underestimate the power of social validation in shaping a woman's attraction and loyalty. Number 8. Women are experts at justifying their actions, even when they are wrong. One of the most frustrating truths for men to accept is that women are masterful at rationalizing their behavior, even when they are objectively in the wrong. Unlike men, who typically view situations in terms of right and wrong, women operate through emotional justifications. This means that if a woman does something hurtful, cheating, lying, disrespecting a man, she will rarely admit full responsibility. Instead, she will craft a narrative that allows her to feel justified in her actions. This is why you often hear women say things like, "I cheated because you weren't paying enough attention to me," or "I disrespected you because I was feeling overwhelmed." Rather than saying, "I made a mistake," they say, "I did what I had to do because of my emotions at the time." This is not because women are evil or manipulative by nature. It is simply how they cope with guilt and maintain their self-image. A man who does not understand this will waste time trying to get a woman to admit fault or seeking an apology that truly reflects accountability. But here's the harsh truth. You will rarely get a woman to fully acknowledge her mistakes in the same way a man would. Instead of trying to force her to see the error of her ways, you must focus on your response. When a woman disrespects you, do not argue endlessly, do not beg for her to see your side, and do not chase an apology. Instead, establish consequences. If she crosses a boundary, enforce it. If she lies to you, show her through your actions, not words, that such behavior is unacceptable. Women respect men who are decisive and who enforce standards without needing validation. A woman's perception of reality is often dictated by her emotions, but a man who is centered in his own logic, who does not tolerate disrespect, and who knows when to walk away is the man who maintains his power. Number 9. Women love idealistic romance, but they need realistic masculinity. Women grow up being fed a fantasy version of love. From childhood, they watch movies and read stories about the perfect man, an emotionally expressive, endlessly patient, deeply romantic figure who exists solely to adore and serve his woman. This is the idealized romance that women dream about. But here's the paradox. While women love the fantasy of the perfect man, they do not actually respect him in real life. A man who is overly romantic, overly available, and overly accommodating may fulfill a woman's fantasy needs, but he will not fulfill her primal attraction needs. This is why so many nice guys end up heartbroken. They believe that if they are patient enough, loving enough, and romantic enough, a woman will reciprocate their devotion. But in reality, a woman does not fall in love with a man because he worships her. She falls in love with a man because he challenges her. What women truly desire in the long run is a realistic masculine presence. This means a man who is firm, who is capable of leadership, and who is unafraid to say no. It means a man who does not let love consume him to the point of losing his own identity. Women do not respect men who need them to feel complete. They respect men who desire them, but remain whole and independent regardless. So, should you ignore romance completely? No. Women appreciate romance, but it must come from a position of strength. A man who surprises his woman with flowers after a week of being deeply focused on his purpose is seen as romantic. But a man who showers a woman with affection every day while neglecting his own ambitions is seen as weak and desperate. It is not romance itself that women dislike. It is romance given without value, without challenge, and without a strong masculine foundation. Finally, number 10. Women do not want to be your purpose. They want to follow a man with a purpose. The most critical truth that every man must understand is this: a woman does not want to be the center of your world. She may say she does. She may tell you she wants to be your priority. But in reality, the moment a man makes a woman his sole focus, she begins to lose attraction for him. A woman wants a man who is on a mission. A man who has goals, ambitions, and a life outside of her. This is why women are drawn to successful, high-status men, not just because of their wealth, but because they radiate purpose and direction. A woman does not want to be your ultimate goal. She wants to follow a man who is already moving forward. Many men make the fatal mistake of abandoning their purpose for love. They start a relationship full of ambition, discipline, and drive, but over time, they begin prioritizing the woman over their own growth. They start skipping the gym to spend time with her, neglecting their business to make her happy, or slowing down their hustle just to be more available. And in doing so, they unknowingly destroy the very qualities that made her attracted to them in the first place. The solution? Never stop chasing your mission. No matter how much you love a woman, no matter how deeply committed you are, your purpose must always come first. If you abandon your mission for a woman, she will abandon you for a man who hasn't. She may not even understand why, but she will. Gentlemen, understanding these 10 truths about women is not about resenting them or trying to manipulate them. It is about seeing reality for what it is and positioning yourself as a man who is truly in control of his life. Women are not evil, nor are they intentionally deceptive. They simply operate based on biological instincts and social conditioning that have been in place for thousands of years. A man who understands these dynamics plays the game correctly. A man who ignores them gets played. The key takeaway from all of this? Never lose yourself in the pursuit of a woman. The moment a man sacrifices his values, his purpose, and his masculinity to appease a woman, he sets himself up for failure. Women may say they want a man who is always available, who prioritizes them above all else, who gives them everything they desire without question. But the moment you become that man, her respect for you diminishes. Instead, be the man who commands respect, not through force, not through arrogance, but through unwavering self-discipline, self-worth, and self-improvement. Be the man who is firm in his decisions, who understands that he must lead, not follow, and who knows that a woman should complement his life, not become the center of it. If you take nothing else from this video, remember this: the most attractive, most respected, and most desired man is the one who never places a woman above his own mission. Women will come and go, attraction will rise and fall, but your purpose, your growth, and your self-mastery must remain constant. A man who understands this not only thrives in relationships, he thrives in life. So brothers, if this message resonated with you, I urge you to subscribe to this channel. This is the kind of knowledge that most men are never taught, and it's time we spread the truth. Like this video, share it with your friends, and let's build a generation of men who understand their worth, their power, and their purpose. Stay strong, stay focused, and never stop evolving.